Hi there, Tori speaking. In today's vlog, I will address a letter from a reader that goes by the name of Going Crazy. She writes about an issue in her new relationship, and I will include key ideas about the role of perception, mindful listening, and self-disclosure to answer her question. In today's letter, Going Crazy writes, Dear Tori, I've been talking to a new guy from work for about 2 weeks now. He's great. He's really almost too good to be true. He is funny, thoughtful, and does what he says he is going to do. However, most of our relationship has taken place via text, an average of 30 per day. These texts are fun and flirty, but when we've also shared some pretty intimate details about life events. Also, he is evasive when I try to make plans with him to meet face to face. I can tell that he likes me because he initiates the text messages and has told me that he does. But I'm wondering, why is he so evasive about meeting face to face? I really like this guy and I don't want to seem like a crazy girl. But at the same time, I don't want to play games or waste my time with someone that's not going anywhere. To make matters even more complicated, we work for the same organization, but in different buildings, and he outranks me on an organizational chart. He is in no way my superior, but I still worry. Should I call it quits or tell him that I don't want to text anymore? Going crazy. First, let's talk about the communication process, which can be viewed as inhaling and exhaling. Now, when we hear those terms, we automatically think about the respiratory system. However, in this case, inhaling refers to listening and exhaling refers to communicating. While we're talking, we're noticing how people are responding, and while we're listening, we're giving off mixed and primarily nonverbal cues. In your case, it's hard for you to figure out the nonverbal cues when you haven't spoken with someone other than text. It seems as though your new guy is giving mixed signals as he is avoiding a meeting face to face. However, your relationship is still new. Next, let us talk about perception and mindful listening. Perception and listening are interrelated, as mindful listening is the ability to receive and perceive spoken language. Relationships are shaped through interaction, and active and mindful listening is what adds to the richness of each relationship. Active listening is the difference between giving someone your undivided attention and thinking about other things while engaging in conversation with another party. Allow me to show you a concrete image of what illustrates how perception and listening work together to shape relationships. The example is two people sitting on opposite sides of a pottery wheel trying to work together to create a defined shape. The clay represents the verbal and nonverbal language of the communication event. If we are mindless while we are communicating, the language gets distorted because we miss key points in the conversation. The outcome is a misshapen lump of clay. When we listen mindfully, we pay much more attention to detail and refinement. The finished product represents the relational outcome, which was shaped by the shared input of both parties. Self-disclosure is part of the exhaling process and reflects our level of openness in our various relationships, including family, work, school, and intimate. All healthy relationships are built on self-disclosure, as it deepens the bond of any type of relationship. However, you are still in the initiation stage of Knapp's relational model. At this stage, your judgment of him may not be accurate, as you are both presenting your best face to each other. While there are several benefits to self-disclosure, you have to allow him the time to become comfortable with sharing with you. One of the downsides of self-disclosure is that the process includes disclosing information about others which will impact oneself. Once we open up ourselves for people to learn the most intimate part of us, there may be some intimate things that may change how some people feel about us. Also, the culture to which a person belongs dictates how much disclosure he or she feels is appropriate. Self-disclosure is a sure sign of investment and leads to commitment and trust. This is why we are not as open in our work relationships as we are in our familial and intimate relationships. And maybe he is just not ready for that level of intimacy face to face. No one person can be blamed for a communication outcome or event, and the same applies here. No one person can create the shape of our interactions, and the shape of our relationship is created by the shared input of both parties. If you are confused or unsure about the trajectory of your relationship, then you need to let him know where you stand and allow him the opportunity to show you that he wants to take the next step and meet outside of work. I hope that this has helped you going crazy, and I look forward to next week's letter. Tori out.